All right, so yeah, remember giving me shit for saying that the Charlie Kirk event was bigger than Trump's assassination attempt event? Yeah, well, that's 100% fact.
As part of a broad national conspiracy. CNN's Marshall Cohen has more.
It is getting really ugly on social media. In the week after Charlie Kirk was killed, there were more than 2 million distinct posts on X, formerly Twitter, referencing conspiracy theories. That's according to the data analytics
This is just Twitter, X. This doesn't cover Facebook.
firm Peak Metrics. They found that this was actually twice as many conspiratorial posts as there were last year after the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Think about that for a second. One expert who tracks...
Yeah, think about that for a second. Now imagine what you saw happen to Kirk in those few videos we've been given access to. Imagine if you saw that imagery with Trump on live television, broadcast live on TV, live on CNN. Imagine seeing what you saw happen to Kirk, but you saw happen to Trump and his head on live TV. Absolutely insane if that's what we would have saw.
This information told me that this is the worst he's ever seen. And there are a few reasons for that. First, there was the extremely graphic close-up footage of Kirk's death that instantly went viral, creating a visceral reaction.
By design, it went viral by design. Those same couple of clips, the only ones we have access to where we see that. I don't know if you guys saw Candace Owens. She talked to the guy who took the video camera down, who used, you know, the chair that Charlie Kirk was killed in to stand on to remove the cameras and the SD cards. Candace said she talked to that guy and he FaceTimed the footage to her from those cameras. And she said she saw no blood. She doesn't see the blood that we saw in those first few clips in those clips from the cameras that Charlie Kirk's team had.
Also, this tragedy came at a time when 71% of Americans think that our society itself is broken, according to a Reuters poll. This creates the opening for crazy conspiracy theories.
Crazy conspiracy. They're crazy. They're so crazy for thinking. It's insane that they still push this garbage. They want you to buy whatever the narrative is that they're selling you. They don't want you looking or thinking at anything else other than what they're telling you. So then they send these douchebags on here to call it crazy conspiracy theories. Bro, the conspiracy theorists are winning this right now. They look better than anybody right now for questioning this event. As time has gone on, they look like the most sane ones.
So some left-wing figures promoted the unhinged idea that Donald Trump himself orchestrated the murder to distract from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and the Jeffrey Epstein files. Other liberal activists tried to connect the suspect to far-right white supremacist groups.
You know, are they going to mention that people tried to connect it to the Jews?
That had previously clashed with Kirk, even though there is mounting evidence that the suspect disliked Kirk's conservative views. And then on the right, Trump allies like Steve Bannon and Laura Loomer have claimed that the suspect was part of a terror cell and that he was just a bit player in a national conspiracy that is being covered up. They're peddling this even as the authorities say that the suspect acted alone. Other right-wing...
Do these idiots on the TV realize the type of content we have like access to and what we're seeing? Like, do they understand why the conspiracies are flying? Like, do they understand what we're actually seeing? I don't think these people, if these people had seen the stuff we're seeing, I don't know, they'd probably turn into conspiracy theorists.
The influencers are leaning heavily into anti-Semitic tropes to blame Israel. They've claimed that Israeli spies took out Kirk because he was starting to waver from his long-standing support for the Jewish state. These ideas are uncorroborated, totally debunked, and some of them are just flat out crazy.
Yeah, totally debunked and crazy. Yeah, but it was this one guy, we're telling you who did it. Over and over, just this one guy. Trust us. But all you other people questioning this event, you guys are crazy. Crazy conspiracy theorists.
But as one disinformation expert told me, they don't actually need to make any sense because the incentives on the internet are totally backwards. The influencers and podcasters and grifters promoting these theories need to churn out inflammatory hot takes just like these to gain more followers, build their subscriber lists, and keep the money flowing.
Keep the money flowing. Do you know that it's illegal for truthers, for conspiracy theorists to profit off of this. It's not a thing. Advertisers are not going to allow their commercials and their ads on conspiracy theorist content. It doesn't happen. Real conspiracy theorists are not making any money doing this. Your fake, controlled op, gatekeeping truthers, those are the ones that can possibly make money because they're towing the line. They're doing what they're told.
Marshall Cohen, CNN, Washington.
Where are you looking? Like, do you know where the camera's at? The camera's not over here. The camera's right here. The whole time you have not been looking at the camera.
Marshall Cohen.
I don't know. You could fucking be blind for all I know. I don't really give a shit.